Hello. As long as everybody can hear me. Yep, I've got good volume. Hold on one second. There we go. I just had to switch everything over. And this should be catching on soon. And there she blows. Yay. So we are right on time today. I want to make sure before I get started. The link for you guys to chat. And I'm wondering if chat is not turned on or something. Let me just double check. Enable live chat. Yep. All right, I can't see it. So we'll just go back there. Thank you, JV. I appreciate it. I can't see it. That's why I was like, where is my chat? Because I can't see anybody's chat. All right. All right, so I have chat is not enabled on this and why it's not cropping up for me. Let me just do one little thing here. My Creator Studio, and then I will get started. All right. There's always a glitch. No matter how fast I get down here, there's always a glitch. There we go. What was that? No, it won't pull up my chat room. I don't know why. It's never done this before. There's always something. Always something. Let me try one more thing. It usually just crops right up and then bam, there's my video and there's my chat. And I have to know who's here in order to talk to you all. So we will. This is funny. There we go. Wait, no, that's not it. Okay. This is strange. Are you guys here? I'm wondering if this is your chat right now. Yeah, it's not showing up. Are you guys? Okay, I just saw. Now I can see the chat. Okay, it's not where it's supposed to be. Just clued in on that one. It's not where we're supposed to be. But as long as I can see chat, I'm good. All right. Okay. Oh, I see what's wrong. I get it. I get it. I get it. Bada bing, bada boom. This is what it is right here. I'm going to turn this off. Boom. Okay, now let's go back. This should work now. All right, so I have the chat working. That's all that matters. Everybody can hear me and everybody can see me. And so that's all I care about. As long as I am able to check everybody's stuff, then we are good. All right, I see everybody. All right. Okay. So for those of you who are new, who I've never read for before, or those of you who are just on the sidelines watching and chatting, that's cool. If you want me to read you, just make sure that I can see you in the chat. And I am going to go through and just simply pull people out of the chat room and vibe on you. Everybody's going to get a short reading, and it's information that your spirit guides, God, and those who've passed over want you to know right now. And it may not be what you're here looking for, but it's what I'm given. And so that's where I'm just going to repeat what I'm shown. And I do want to thank everybody for being here tonight. It makes it a lot of fun when the chat room is full. And JV Johnson is here from Para Magazine, from BRR Reality, Beyond Reality Radio. .com. You can go in his chat room and you can listen to his show with Jason Hawes during the week. So I do appreciate you guys all being here too. And it does get a lot of fun in here. All right. Okay. So for those of you, again, where I was starting off before, for those of you that have never been read by me before, okay, turning off my phone now. My information comes from God, from spirit guides, from people who've passed over. I do not consult the dead. I will repeat what I hear and see. They could be animal, they can be human, and I will repeat if they show me what they look like, if they want me to acknowledge a smell or a scent that would have been common around them. And it's pretty much just where I just will, anything that I'm shown. So my guides have taught me to speak in symbols. So what I will explain to you first is what I am seeing, and it will be in a symbolic form. So if I tell you that you have purple hair that looks like snakes, well, it could be true nowadays. It could be true, but it's probably not. And I will tell you what they're showing me, and then I will tell you what it means. So you'll kind of get a double dose of a depth. And I'll go for a couple of hours, and usually about 2 hours, my eyes start like giving up, and I start getting cross-eyed. So we'll go from there. And also, just to cover the whole group at once, if I pick up something on you that is sensitive, I'm not going to call you out in front of everybody. I will rather explain it to the group as just a group lesson. And so hopefully then that person will get the message. So starting off, my guides started talking to me, training me to understand them on a beach. And the beach represents safety, security, grounding, a person's just overall feeling of well-being for the most part. Water can represent worry and problems, but it can also represent opportunity. It just depends on how it presents itself. A whole bunch of other things that as I come across, I will explain as it comes. If I even get to your beach, sometimes I don't even get to the beach. All right, so let me start off here, just kind of, coming back into the groove of things, and go from there. Okay, turn off this so I'm not lagging. Don't want to be lagging. All right. If you see anything behind me, just give me a shout out. Let me know. Sometimes it happens. All right. I know I saw Stephanie on there first. Let's take a peek. Let me get back to my chat room. All right. Why every time I do this does my cat have to harass me? Just always get that cat energy in there. It's so annoying. All right. Stephanie. And I'll go back and forth between chat too, so that I can kind of get an idea as to what's being questioned. So let's take a peek. Stephanie, the first thing for you that your guides show you is that you're on the water. You're standing on what looks like a cube, an orange cube. You're in a skirt and heels. And it looks like you're holding like one of those tightrope kind of walking sticks, and you're kind of doing this, and you're trying to balance back and forth. And the water is not helping. The water is kind of crashing and waving around, but you're doing a really good job of balancing. And also, I'm sorry too, the camera are your eyes. And a lot of times when I really get into this, I'm not looking at you because I'm looking over here at what my guides are showing me. So forgive me if I'm not looking at you or I turn away. It's just how my readings are. It's just how I roll. So back to you, Stephanie. You're doing a very good job. See, what it really comes down to is that you would have gone out onto the water with the hopes or idea that you were going to be seeking out an opportunity. So you're dressed for the part. This would involve benefit yourself financially, career change, career opportunity. And you're dressed the part, you get out there and you're on a cube. And I really don't understand why it's a cube. It's the fact that it really just is difficult. There's no stability to it. And you've got this balancing beam. So it's almost as if you knew going out there that you were going to be in for a rough ride, and they brought this stick along. So what they're basically saying, what your guides are saying, is that you may have already gotten yourself into a situation, you may be about to, but it would be more of a confirmation for you either way to let you know that even though this water is completely wild and crazy, you may be questioning what you've gotten yourself into. You have this stick, this balancing thing to help you balance on the water. And you look again like you're doing a great job. However, you're wearing heels. Shoes of any kind represent a feeling of being held back and just feeling ultimately like someone or something is preventing you from moving forward the way that you would like to. I don't think that it will be a long term restriction. This looks like it would be somebody who may not have complete faith in your ability, or your complete faith or trust in the fact that maybe you're new at something, maybe you don't have much experience as it, but it ultimately shows that you prove yourself. It's kind of like the ending of that movie where the bad guy loses and the good guy finally succeeds. It's kind of that situation. So from what I'm looking at, just as a confirmation to you, that things may be a little crazy, a little up and down for you right now, but it's, you look like you're kind of enjoying the challenge. So enjoy it. Okay. Let me move down to a Leslie B. Leslie B. You're so fun. Okay. Holy hotness. All right, Leslie B. Let's take a peek, chica. All right. I am at the top here. I just want to run through here. If you're new, and if I've never read you before, put like big bold letters that say new so that I know I've never read you before. Also, with JV here tonight, like I was saying, JV and Jason do the Beyond Reality Radio TV radio show, and it is from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can call into their shows. They have all sorts of, they have mediums on, they have psychics, they have people who talk about Bigfoot, aliens, just all sorts of conspiracies, different things. So if you're interested in the metaphysical, maybe the outrageous, maybe you're just curious about things, call into the show. So then the other cool thing is that the first Thursday of every month, I will be on for the first hour doing call-ins. So also make sure you join the main page, but then there's a way to log into the chat room too. And during breaks and radio breaks, then I go in the chat room and I chat and I read people. So it's very cool, but it's a great show. You should get on and listen. All right. Let's see. Helen Dab. I know a couple names here. And Ramandeep. Abby, I'm ready for the tears. I'm sorry, I just want to run through here. Lisa is new. Okay, because she says, thanks for the explanation on how this works. So I'm going to, just getting off of work. Yay, Daniel is getting off of work. It's a good thing, isn't it? Oh, and thank you, JV, put that in there. See, I didn't even say that. Okay, so I just said Lisa. Okay, so Almagro, Lisa Almagro. I'm going to do one other person. And I'm going to jump through here. Okay, so Leslie, I'm going to grab you first. Take a peek at Leslie. And also, if people are going through funky work situations right now, I can tell you that there seems to be something going on universally that is affecting people in regards to their superiors, their higher ups, CEOs, owners of the companies. And there's a major lack of communication for whatever reason right now between levels of management. And so right now it's interesting. It just looks like they're about to, them being higher management. If you're dealing with problems, a lack of communication, a void of communication, I would say give it about 2 weeks, a week and a half, 2 weeks, and things will start to clear up on their own to your benefit. And I know that's just a general thing. However, I've seen it in too many readings lately and in chat with people. So it seems to be that consensus. So Leslie B, back to you. So I got to move a block. All right, sorry. Your reading, your vision there was a block in the way. So when I see you, Leslie, the first thing that I'm seeing, and it's funny, I smell ice, and it smells cold. I smell snow. And there's several different visions that they're flashing back and forth for you. One of which looks like you are sitting where it looks like a mountain behind you, and it smells crisp. It smells a lot of times snow, winter, that sort of thing, that will signify the death of something or the ending of things. So, and I use death only because it doesn't mean that somebody's going to die. It simply means that it's the ending or death of a situation, a relationship, a job, that sort of thing. And you have your back to this mountain, and it looks like you're sitting like in a hot tub, or it's steaming. So it's like a hot pool of some kind. Now, this is crazy because you are in water. Okay, we don't want to be in the water. You don't want to be in the water, but you're relaxing in it. I would think the way you're appropriately dressed to be in it. And there's a lot of symbolisms here. So let me wrap this up. First of all, the mountain is behind you. The snowy portion is behind you, which means that there's no reason or need right now to struggle or to worry about the possibility of things, because it's either behind you, and the fact that you aren't looking at it means there's no reason to pay attention to it at all, period. It's not going to affect your life. I can smell it, and it's almost as if you would be sidetracked by, I don't know if the word would be temptation or just distractions. So if you find that you are moving in a direction and all of a sudden you are distracted off of your path, or someone gets in your way, don't allow your energy to be consumed in that moment. Move past it. Now, the fact that you are appropriately dressed in a bathing suit in this hot tub, I mean, you're enjoying yourself too. It doesn't look like you're struggling, you're not drowning, but it does say, by this being the fact, that you want to make sure that you don't go currently through any situations that you've already been through previously. You don't want to have to learn pains over and over again. If you recognize something, don't allow it into your life. If somebody says or does something right now and you're looking at them going, gosh, I really wanted this to be, I really wanted this to happen. I wanted this to be the way it was supposed to go, but I feel like I've been here before. I feel like I've done this before, and I don't want to ever again. Get out, bye-bye, see you later. That's what this all means. And you look like you must be pursuing something positively within your life, or these distractions and these difficulties would not be all of a sudden cropping up around you. Remove the negative people, the negative situations from your life. That is what you have to do right now in order to move through the next door in your life. So hopefully that will help you. I'm going to move back down here to, I think it was Lisa. Is that what it was? Lisa Almagro. All right. All right. All right, Lisa, you're new, so I'm going to take a peek at you. Where is Lisa? I have an itch on my leg. Jeez Louise, I don't know why. It's driving me nuts. Lisa. Okay. Lisa, you're looking for someone. You're hoping for communication from someone. And this is kind of like sensitive information, but I don't think it's so sensitive. It's not something I don't think I could not share, or else my guides would be like, shut up. So the first thing your guides do is they show you walking through an area where I can see your feet and your head, and that is as tall as the room is. Okay, the room goes, and it's misty gray, and you're by yourself. Let me push this down here and delete this stupid box that keeps popping up. Okay, so what this means, first of all, this area that I'm seeing usually comes along with somebody who has died prematurely, or the thought of having maybe committed suicide comes in. And it looks like you're just walking along and you're calling for someone, but I don't see anybody there waiting for you. And I'm looking and they keep replaying it over and over again. They keep showing you walking up and you're like, hey, and I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing a person. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick you up and I'm going to put you somewhere else real fast to see if somebody will come through in a different perspective. Because you have a bit of a blockage on you, meaning when a veil is placed in front of my eyes, it's almost as if I'm looking through lace or a stained glass window. And when I think a reading for you is going to take more than 3 minutes. I don't know what to tell you. You have a lot of people, a lot of energy around you, lots of energy around you. And they're more on an earthly level. And when the veil is placed in front of me, it's because you are going through something right now that is up to you. And when we are born, we're given free will. And free will cannot be messed with. And so that even means someone like me. I work for God. It's what I do. Most of the time, people will end up going to him. But what I'm doing they will hold back or prevent things from coming through because a person has a decision to make or a choice to make that they will not and cannot affect, because it means that those choices affect your decisions, and those are your lessons to learn while you are here. And when I tried to pick you up out of that misty area and put you on your beach, that's when all of a sudden all of these people that have loved and lived around in your life kind of all stood around you, and they're like encircled around you. So it's this feeling of protection also. And I'm just going to say that whatever it is that's going on around you and the people around you, that if, and anybody should listen to this, everyone should listen to this, okay? If you are feeling weighed down, suffering from anxiety, panic attacks, maybe even out of the blue, there are several reasons for that. But in this case, this looks like there is like a hardship or something that's happening around you where you may have an attachment of some kind. And when you are pursuing your passions and your inspirations, and all of a sudden you're halted by fear, doubt, personal restriction, a lot of times that is not that. See, that doesn't come from God. That comes from the other side. That's the darker side. And people laugh when I say the devil, Lucifer, Beelzebub, whatever you want to call him. He also has angels. They're just darker. And he will get in your way as well and try to stop you. So there are things that are already, like, they have seen something happen around you to where you've been beaten down. And they're like, hey, there's Lisa. Man, she is down for the count. Get your butt over there right now and start kicking her. We don't want her to succeed. We don't want her to get up and do anything better. Like, make sure she doesn't get back up. And that's what is happening. And so you have choices to make. And I am kind of helping you under the table with a choice. And so what you have to do is stand up. You have to say a prayer for yourself. You know, if you get online and you look up like a cutting cords by with the help of Archangel Michael, that will also help. But this is something that's going to pass. And I would like to read for you again, but I know, Lisa, that there is something going on that you need to get through that's very difficult right now. And you need to do some talking to God, spirit, whoever you connect with up there, that's who you need to connect with. And just like, see the light on the door, knock on it like this, and open the door, or when the door opens, walk in, because that's like your Heavenly Father opening the door again. Because as parents, no matter what our children do, we will always love them. Okay, so Lisa, I wish I could give you more, but you've got some stuff that's happening around you that needs for you to be strong enough to deal with, and then to stick around and deal with it. All right. All right. So I'm going to do that. Live chat. Okay, Sandy, you're saying you've had some attachments. Yes, okay. I'm so glad, Lisa, that it gives you some kind of confirmation, because I'm going to tell you what. When you are called to do something great, we all are, okay? We're all special in some way or another, but we're special in a different way. And when you're called to do something and all of a sudden tragedy happens around you, or bad things happen and you are on the ground, that's when these guys always come along, and then they really try to prevent us, because by preventing us from succeeding, they win. God loses. And that's always the war. So if it gives you any kind of confirmation that to know that you're not crazy, that's all that matters. Because when I was 13 and I was sitting at the end of the driveway, nobody knew what was going on with me. And I was seeing all these demons and these dark things all around me. And at the same time, God's like, you're going to start talking to dead people. Okay. I was at the end of the driveway with a bottle of scotch, drinking it, going, I am so crazy. I am crazy. And I was 13 years old. And I just didn't even want to live anymore, because I thought I was insane. So knowing that you have something really truly going on that's real, it's just a good confirmation to get you through that next day. And that's why we're all here. That's why everybody just has to understand that and know that. All right. Okay. So I am back up. Wait, how did I do that? Okay. So Loretta Thompson, you found the chat. Here to support you, Rebecca. Thank you, Loretta. You are the #1 retweeter. That's all I'm going to say. You are. Okay, so Loretta, let's take a peek at what you have going on. I know you're here just to support me, but I'm going to vibe on you. So Loretta, the one thing that they show for you is that you are, it's all grass. I mean, there's just all grass around you. And there's a little very definite path, like that kind of swirls through the grass. It's very pretty. And you are walking along this, and you've got a whole bunch of balloons. You're walking along. There's flowers along the side here, kind of sporadically. And kind of reminds me of like Oz. Like not Australia. I'm talking like Dorothy. Never been to Oz. I have no idea what it's really like. Okay. So every now and then, one of the balloons, you're laughing and you're talking and you're like handing out balloons, and every now and then one just kind of gets away from you, but I'm watching it and they're constantly replenished. So first of all, balloons make people smile. Balloons just are cheerful. They make people smile. And you're walking this path alone. It's not straight, it's curved, which means it may, well, how do I say it? It's not that it's difficult, it's that this is what you enjoy. Like you're enjoying this walk that's kind of imperfect. And so you are definitely learning from it. But the fact that these balloons are, here we go. Here we go. Ugh. The heck? Just going to ignore it. So the fact that these balloons fly away, you hand them out, but they replenish. This is basically, you're giving smiles to people. The flowers represent, always, flowers represent your ability to give of who you are, who yourself, your soul, not your wallet, who you are, who you're, on the inside. And then the balloons, that is energy, that is intelligence, support, wisdom, discernment. That's all coming from upstairs. This is a gift to you to be able to, regardless of how tired you are, when I see flowers replenished, when I see things that make people happy replenished, it's because you are not doing things on your own. You're being fed. Like you've got a tube through the top of your head, a spiritual one, and it's constantly chock full of white light. And even when, and there's a lot of people out there who don't realize this is going on with them. They just think they attract negative people. You are feeding all of these people with small bits of happiness. And when you are even at your lowest, you are able to pull a balloon and hand it to someone. So in one way or another, you're working for God. So many servants of God. I'm just going to tell you, the awakenings that are happening lately are crazy, 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 crazy. People who are on the verge of, I don't want to be here anymore. I can't take it anymore. I am being bombarded. Everything is falling apart. The awakenings happening are, something is happening up there. Something is occurring that is important for people to finally wake up and realize, oh yeah, that's why I'm here. I forgot because, okay, speaking of which, just made me think about it. I am writing my second book, and there are a few things that I mentioned tonight that I'm putting in the book, but only because I'm remembering that I'm putting in the book because I'm talking about them, which is really cool because it should be there, I guess, if I'm talking about it. And this is one of them. But the awakening part of why you're here and what you're supposed to be doing, and instead of like in the phone or clueless to the fact that you actually have a spiritual part in this whole play. Pretty amazing. Oh my gosh, there's so much I could talk about. That's why I'm writing a book. That's why I'm writing a second book. Because, yes, Sandy, I was reading Loretta. Yes, I'm telling you, you guys, and the fact that people are, you all here tonight, you're all attracted to finding out more. Why? What's going on? That kind of thing. There's a reason for it, because you are seeing the signs, you are picking up on the little nuances, and you're seeing the birds, you're seeing the feathers, the pennies, the dimes. You are picking up on the symbolisms and the calling. You're picking up on, hey, I just thought about that. There's a billboard and there's a magazine, and holy cow, there's the song on the radio. I just answered. You are paying attention to your guides, and your guides are like, breaker, she's paying attention, so flood her. And all of a sudden you're going to get all this information, and it's going to drive you mad. And then the darker ones that, okay, we're just going to, this is what I got to do this really quick. And I know you guys want these readings, but I know this is important for everybody who's here to know. Okay, and I've talked about this before, but I'm going to do it again. See, yeah, exactly, right? It's rubber duck. Okay. So you are born. There, you're on the table. Okay, you're laying on the table. And you guys make me laugh. So, and it's even more fun in person because, you know, the back and forth, it's so much fun. So hopefully I'll see you guys at a gallery as I'm planning them around. So you're laying on the table, and then you've got your, excellent. Okay, I'm going to stop reading you guys for a minute. So on your right-hand side, you've got your archangel. This angel has been with you all of the different lives you've led. Yes, you've led a lot of lives. You've led a lot of lives. There are a few people I'm pretty sure are brand new, and we all probably know at least one, but I'm not reading the chat right now. I'm not going to read the chat. So your archangel knows everything about you. And then you have about 6 guides for this lifetime that are new to you this lifetime. And your archangel says, this is Mary. And Mary has this contract with God. And God and her sat down and said she wants to learn this, 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 and this. And he wants her to learn how to be more patient. Wants her to learn to be, not how to swear. That's another bad one. I failed that one too. But there's all these things that you and God sit down and figure out and write out in your contract. And he says, and so she's got all these things to do for God. And you, when she's down, I want you to inspire her. I want you to lift her up. I want you to make her happy and smile. I want you to present a door to her, show her something on the radio, throw her a penny and a feather and a dime and 11 11s and 111, 222, 333, 444. Let her know you're there. Okay, great. We can do that. Woohoo! We're here from here. Okay. Okay. So then you've got on your left-hand side, you've got the devil. You've got Satan standing there, and he says, this is Mary. And Mary and God sat down, and she's got this contract, and he wants her to do this, 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 and this, and this. And she wants to accomplish this. And these are all the lessons she has to learn. So when Mary is down, I want you to kick her. When she's down, when she's so defeated, I want you to kick her harder. I want you to make sure that Mary does not want to get up, because if Mary gets up, then she's going to go help that person get across the street safely. And that guy that's drunk driving, you know what? He's going to miss them, and we don't want that to happen. We want lives here. So all of this stuff is sabotage. Their main function is to make sure you do not accomplish what you and God have planned. So we've all got the angel and the devil. You know, Tom and Jerry, that whole cartoon thing is real. It's like, eat the cookie. No, don't eat the cookie. It's all of that. You know, it's like, go out with your friends and have a great time. I don't really want to go out with my friends and have a good, oh no, you do. You want to get drunk and drive home. Yeah, maybe I do. That kind of thing. So everybody's got it going on. Some people just don't pay attention to it. That's what's going on in everybody's life. And the people that are here tonight, you guys are all very sensitive. You're awakening, you're opening up. And the more you get involved with people like me, you listen to JV's show, you read more books, you get involved, the more you're going to open up to it. And your guides will start saying, okay, she's connected, he's connected. start throwing signs, start throwing symbols. And then what they will do is you'll all of a sudden go, gosh, I was just thinking about that. And there it is. It happened. It's real. Okay, good connection. Good connection. That was bad connection. You'll learn. I promise you, you will learn. And so everybody here that is going through all of this, just know that everybody in this room is exactly, look, a squirrel. Yeah, I get it. Okay. I know I get very, very sidetracked. Are you saying I have ADHD or like a major malfunction of focus, Doug Blaney? Thank you very much, because I really do. But if I didn't have this hyper energy, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be in bed asleep. So, okay. Cool. Thank you, Julie, for ordering your book. Let me go back up here now, because I know people want to be read. I just had to get that out of there. All right. Ramandeep, hello. How are you? As I'm ready to read you, I hear you're still walking. Your guides are on either side of you. And you have one behind you that's kind of going, pushing you forward. So you must be slowing down. You may be kind of just walking on your path nonchalantly. It looks like you're playing with something in your hand. So what their whole message to you right now is to look up, focus on where you're going, and get through this next portion of your path. And then you'll be able to stop and smell the roses. But that is your message. And you know, it's also funny, before I move on from what if I step back further, you have 1, 2, 3. You've got these 3 angelic presences like around you, but then you also have 1, 2, 3, 4 other presences that look, they look, I want to say godly. And I think the only reason I don't remember my readings normally, but I do remember this with you because the monkey looks the same. One of these looks like a monkey standing up like a person. So I have no clue if that makes any sense to you, but this one back here looks like a monkey, as big as a human, like standing there. And not a sock monkey, a monkey, like a chimpanzee, human sized, walking behind you in pants and a shirt. But they look godly. That's for you. And you better be listening to your little voices in the back of your head. Only the good voices. That's another thing. You only listen to the positive voices in the back of your head. Those would be angelic, godly, spiritual. Anything negative, like your ass is too big there, I swore. You're ugly. You aren't loved. Nobody cares if you're here. Any of those bad things like that, those are not godly. Those are not positive things. You do not listen to those because those aren't from you. Those are from the other side. All right. Let's see. Kim Valles. Is it Kim Valles? Valles? I hate mispronouncing names. So Kim V. I'm going to read for you really quickly. All right. Kim. Some guy just yelled, tell Kim I said hi. It's almost like it, I don't know if he said Tim or if he's saying your name Kim again. Younger, I would have to think, looking at him, he'd have to be maybe in his 40s. I'm such a bad thing of age now. Everybody that's younger than me looks my age, so I'm happy with that. I'm fine with that. I can't tell anybody's age anymore unless they're super older than me. Let me see. I'm going to get down here to the bottom here. Breaker, rubber duck. You guys are bad. All right. Who was I just reading? Kim. All right, Kim. So this guy, I'm looking at him. I would think he's tall. I'm standing next to him. I would think he'd be at least like 6'1", 6'2", darker hair. I think lumberjack. When I see him, I think lumberjack, Paul Bunyan, but better looking. Not like I knew Paul Bunyan or anything, but from all the storybooks. Okay. When I see him, I smell smells like heat. You know how you can smell heat sometimes? You can smell something hot. It smells like pavement, like hot pavement, like rubber burning, like fast car. And he's not saying anything. He's just smiling. He's really good looking. Who does he look like? Golly gee. He's like a young Tom Selleck looking dude, but longer hair. And he's not doing, he's just smiling a lot. And he said, tell her I'll take her for a spin. But around him, it feels vehicular. It feels like I'm talking to a guy about cars or taking care of myself and talking about cars and vehicles. And he's not, it's funny because he's moving like his body is moving, but he's talking to me like he's talking to me like telepathically. He's not really talking. So I'm watching him to see what else he's doing. And he looks like he's just funny, like a funny, and I think that's part of his charisma is that he's good looking, but then he's funny as well. Seriously, you should see. It's like when I say stuff, he's like pulling the whole like sales carman, like the used car salesman thing. He's like, yeah. It's funny. It's kind of funny. He's a funny guy. October, see you in October. Is that what you said? Okay, October. And hello, little Wilson. So Kim, you've got somebody around you that is not angelic. This would be a human. This would be like a human energy that's male. Somebody who looks like he would have taken really good care of himself, but would have passed maybe ahead of his time. Well, of course, he's young. He's, I would say, ahead of his time. I would also have to say it would be unexpected. Maybe a little shocking. And the next thing is that I just feel like I can't, like my chest is compressed, or I feel I cannot inflate my lungs all the way. It's interesting. And he won't talk to me, but he's trying to send me messages, which is a lot easier if you just talk to me, but it's okay. It's okay. So I'm wondering if, yeah, it's interesting. I'm going to leave him there. I'm just going to let him kind of figure his thing out, and I'm going to leave him there. So I'm going to move on because I don't want to waste time if he is having difficulty connecting. What is that called when guys kind of give you that whole look? That's kind of what he's doing right now. I'm not falling for it. Okay. Okay, I'm glad, Kim, I'm glad you guys support BRR and JV. It's a good thing. It's a fun thing too. It's a lot of fun. Abby S. Let me take a peek at Abby. I still see you. I know you're there. I'm just going to let you see how this is done. Maybe connect a little bit differently. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, Jeff. I don't know, Jeff. I'm hearing the name Jeff. So I'm just going to push you aside in case somebody's coming through for an Abby here. So Abby S. Let's take a peek with you. Abby S. Oh, na, 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 na. Abby. Okay. Now, two things, Abby. One, you're on your beach. Two, before I lose this vision, somebody's eating ice cream. That tells me that somebody young that you would have known that is past is eating ice cream with Jesus. That is what that is supposed to tell me. Somebody little. Now, when I see you on your beach, it means that you're grounded, that you're safe and you're secure. It's a little overcast though. It's really beautiful, but it's overcast. I really wish I could like take pictures and snapshots of what I'm seeing because they're the coolest pictures. They're just so neat. Water is very calm. You are in a pair of long, like ankle pants. You're barefoot. You have your hands in your pockets. They're like khakis. They're really loose khaki pants. I could make millions of dollars too drawing these clothes because, man, I could be a fashion designer. Holy cow, if I could draw. And you have on like a white t-shirt and then you have on a little sweater over it. Good, I'm glad. As you're walking on this beach, okay, and the water is to your left, Abby. I'm kind of up here looking down onto you. And you have your hands in your pockets and you're walking just shy of where the water is touching the sand. So you're not getting wet. You have 1, 2, 3. Looks like 3 children run up to you while you are on the beach. And you are unaware that they're there. You don't even know they're there. So these would be possibly pregnancies that have been lost. This little girl, looks like 2 little girls and a little boy. And what's interesting is that when they hug you around your legs and everything, you don't respond to them. You do respond to their energy though, and it kind of drops you and you kind of fall to your knees and you're just kind of on your knees, just sitting there. And you do look a little distraught. But there's somebody older too. I don't know if this is a human energy that is off to your right behind you that's taller. And I look at him and I think, gosh, it's like a person in their 20s. Blonde hair, towhead. And then Isa or Bella, I'm not sure if that's a name that you recognize, but it sounded like that. And then I guess part of what you're supposed to know is sometimes you know you've lost a pregnancy, sometimes you don't, sometimes it's a kind of like a maybe. But I guess part of it is to let you know that you have these children around you. And I'm thinking there must be 2 children that are living. Is that? Let me go back up here. I'm not even, I shouldn't even read it, I guess. Let's see. And I don't want to get caught up when the spirits come through. I fall into a person's world and I kind of just, I lose track of time and I'm not here anymore. I am on your beach with you looking around. It's the weirdest thing. It's like trance. It's so freaking weird, but I don't mean to get caught up. I watch these things and they're super beautiful and I'm in your world. And the the fact of the matter is that you're on your beach, that you're grounded, that right now you can handle anything that comes your way, good or bad, you can handle it. And you have to, it's so hard to say that you have to do something. I definitely need to, I think, talk to you outside of here only because there's so much around you that I can't, I could read for you for the next hour. And it's because you need more than what I can provide you right here. And it's to let you know, first off, that you are loved on the other side, that you have support. You have a lot of people on the other side. And it almost feels like you're connected somehow to the other side. I don't know if you've had like a near death or if you have had a health problem that has made you lose a sense or a sensory thing. And it's just interesting. It's like you're connected somehow and you need to awaken to it, open up to it, and allow it to flow through you instead of fighting it. And that goes for the blessings and the hardships. And it's interesting. There's so much going on around you. There's so much going around you. I can't do it for you right now. I know I can't because I will be here until 11. But there are two other energies around you. There's two other energies that feel, they're not like intimate relationships. They're not like husband or lover kind of energies. They are they're platonic. So, and the one is taller than you, so it might be an older son, or I just can't see them clear enough. I can see them standing here from my view, but I can't. Every time I look at them, it's like they're in my peripheral, and so when I look to them, they're gone. But one is a male, and then yeah, gosh, okay, I'm lost in your world. See, that's my problem right now. I'm lost in your world, so you'll have to get a hold of me and we'll have to finish this sometime because there's a lot going on. So I don't mean to cut you off, Abby. Yes, you may send me an email. Julie Renard. Anything for me, Rebecca? All right, Julie Renard. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? Abby, you just got a lot going on and you have a lot of pressure. But again, the darker things are in your ear because they're earthly. They're right here. Whereas the heavenly things you really have to listen for because they whisper. And they don't move, we do. You know, they don't move around. We're the ones who move away. It's very interesting. That's so crazy, Abby. I just read that. So okay, let me just point something out really quickly. I would definitely like you to send me an email, but let me point something out for you. When we do the whole contract thing with God, the moment we are born, we forget that contract because then it would be like having the cheats to the game. You know, we would know, oh yeah, I'm supposed to meet him and her and we're going to go for coffee and I'm going to buy we forget it all. And so when people have a situation where they are reconnected in this life, for yourself, it was a breakdown. It's a reconnection so that they have a closer tie to you. And like I said before, we're all special. We all have something cool to do. However, the fact that you didn't want to come back down this time, but you're here, tells me that's why that happened. Because they're like, she's not going to be around much longer if we don't reconnect, because she needs to know we're here. This happens to people all the time. And they break in. There's obviously something very important that you're supposed to be here for that you need to wake up to. You need to sit down and figure out, what do I pursue? Everybody needs to do that. What am I pursuing that keeps getting shut down? What am I pursuing that all of a sudden I feel like I'm terrified, or I want to hole up in my house, or I'm having an anxiety attack? I get it. I understand it. And you have to push through those moments and figure out what is trying to stop me from doing what. And the fact that they reconnected you means that you probably did not want to come back down here. Your mom may have taken a long time to be able to have you. There may have been complications. I mean, something, you were given an exit point, you stayed. Now you have to do whatever you are here supposed to do. It's very interesting. Doug, I have used cheats on Zelda as well, but it is my most favoriteest game of the whole entire world, okay? Because I am a Zelda fanatic. All right, so I was going up to Julie Renard. So Julie, Abby, total love to you. You're going to be okay. I already know you are. Okay, so Julie, see what's happening with you. Oh, Julie, you are you're on solid, well, it's on ground. You're in something that's on the ground. And it's one of those hamster wheels. And you got to get caught up in it, you know, and you're zoom, 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 and then you pick your legs up again, you start running, and zoom, zoom. You ever seen a hamster do that, where they get caught and then they start flipping around with it? It's really, really funny. So this is where I need video in my head so everybody can laugh with me. I will get to you, Crystal. I skipped a lot of people. I'm just kind of going through where the energy is at. So Julie, you're on this wheel. That's a lot of work, man. That is a lot of work. And it's not like you can like reach over and grab a water bottle or a brownie. You know, you are running, and you know, if you aren't focused on where those little bars are, you're going to break your leg. And who's going to stop it? Because once you're running, you kind of have to like hang on to it, and like upside, you know, you're spinning. It's kind of really funny. And I shouldn't laugh at that kind of a thing, but how can you not? So you probably do feel like you are busting a leg, running, you know, you're running and you're just struggling, and there's nobody like, is anybody, nobody's helping stop you. You're just running and running. And what you've got to try to do, seriously, you've got to just try to slow down. And that's the only way you're going to get off of this thing without making yourself throw up. You just have to start taking it like double pace, like slowing down. Instead of you're going to go boom, and you're just going to start trying to, or start running backwards. Let me see if that works. No, that doesn't work if you run backwards. No, I'm sorry. It's so funny. I kill myself. You guys have no idea what I'm laughing at. Oh, I shouldn't be laughing, but it's so funny. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, okay. So Julie, you have to just start slowing down. Or you have to take a risk and jump off. You have to know when enough is enough, and when you've done everything you can do. And this goes in business and in personal relationships. It means you have to know when to say, I can't do this anymore. I've been trying. I've tried to figure this out, and I've got so much going on my plate. And this is just one of those things that I am going to have to say goodbye to. And again, it could be a personal relationship. It could be something with work. You'll get that feeling like every time I think about this or this person or doing this, I kind of get a throw up feeling. I'm sick. I kind of get a nauseous feeling. So that is your first clue that it's time to remove something from your life. And again, that's for everybody, but this is for Julie right now. But I would say, girl, I would take a risk at this point, and I would just dive off of that. Take a leap of faith that you are not going to get as hurt jumping off as you are if you start spinning on this horrible, reckless wheel. It's really funny, but oh my gosh, I shouldn't laugh. The more tired I get, the funnier this stuff becomes too. So, all right. Yes, I see you guys. So Cynthia, yes. And then I know Blurpy, and then who was up here? Crystal, and somebody Wendy Dillingham. When my son was 3 years old, I was almost done beating the final boss, and he went in and deleted my game. He still remembers that very night, that very fateful night that he almost died. Wait, where is that person that was saying, please read me? They're up here somewhere. I want to read everybody. Believe me, I'm going to read as many people as I can, as long as they shut up and just me. Okay. Lorela, I wanted to grab that because what it looks like for you, when I saw you before I got off on my other little tangents and things, Lorela, what it looks like for you that I'm supposed to quickly say is that you are walking on like a taffy bridge, and there are no sides to it, and it looks like it's hooked on this end and this end. That's it. There's no supports along the way. So as you're walking, the only thing that's really helping you, well, your shoes. Maybe not your body, but your shoes get across this is like you're sticking to this taffy as you're going. And excuse me, it's a major balancing act because the taffy is doing this the whole time you're walking on it. And the fact of this is bridges get you from point A to point B. They get you from the old to the new. This one, it looks like it's making you work and to take your time getting from the old to the new. It's really making you think about what you're doing and how you're doing it, and no hasty decisions. You may even find yourself backtracking or stepping back a little bit before you continue moving forward. So for you, it's just a slow transition from comfortable to new and exciting. That's not always fun, but at the same time, it's like almost a safety thing for you. And so, and you're wearing shoes. So shoes, again, they represent the feeling of being held back. They feel, they represent just that perspective that things are not going the way that you want them to because there are things in your way. So as long as you're wearing the shoes too, again, if you fall, the shoes are going to stick, but you're going. So I would find a way to remove the shoes, and that means getting rid of the person. The situation, not the person, the situation that is preventing you from moving forward. Okay. So Crystal Smith, let's take a look at Crystal. All right, Crystal. So much fun. So many people to read. Okay. Crystal Smith. Crystal, the first thing that comes through for you is you're walking next to a father figure on a path. You're on a path, and I'm trying to figure out where that path is because that will clue me in as to what's happening. This is human energy, not angelic. So it would be like father, grandfather. And he looks like he's walking with a stick or a cane. 5'10" in height, 5'11". I would think maybe this is grandfather, unless your father was older. But as you're walking, you look like you're in jeans. Looks like you're wearing cowboy boots. T-shirt. Looks like you have a flannel over that, or just a checkered shirt, squared shirt. Path. And what's interesting is that you're walking on a path with him. And I'll tell you the truth, I've never seen this before. the first. You're the first. So this may take a second for me to figure out. Hold on 1 second. I want to see where you're going. And I want to listen to him real fast. Oh, Daniel, I'm sorry. You have to go. Good night. Email me. I'll see what I can throw at you. I'm trying to hear the conversation, and it really sounds like, yeah, you're having, it's muffled, and normally I can hear it, but it almost like the conversation is saying, like you have to, you just have to do it. It sounds like he's saying you just have to grab it by the horns and you just have to do it. No regrets, no regrets. Is there like a Grandpa B or V? Grandpa B or V? And I'm reading for Crystal Smith. Grandpa B, Grandpa V. And it's over and over and over, like playing over and over and over and over again. So it's like I'm watching it, and he just takes his cane or his stick and he moves it around a little bit, and then you start over walking again. So I'm going to pick you up and I'm going to move you. And I pick you up and put you on your beach. This isn't a place that you want to be. You are, you're like, nope, this is not where I want to be right now. So when a person doesn't want to be on their beach, it's because something is going on in their life that they are uncomfortable with, that they are not ready to deal with yet, or that has not resolved itself. And this is your beach. I mean, people should be kicked off of your beach, not the other way around. And so I'm going to pick you up again, and I'm going to put you somewhere else. Interesting. You're a fighter. You're definitely a little feisty. I tried to pick you up and put you down over here, and you're like, no, don't put me down on my beach. And you don't want anything to do with the forest. Okay, Crystal, as I'm moving you around your beach and you're fighting me on everything, yeah, it's interesting because the important message for you here is that there is something that you are upset about, angry about, dealing with, and you have to address this, not only within yourself, but with either directly with people or with their energy. And you have to figure out where it is in you and kind of visualize reaching in and pulling it out and really having it out, like putting someone in your hand and just be like, ugh, or crying or whatever it is that you have to do. And then you have to watch it go up in flames and then and blow it away, just blow it away. And it's really important that you deal with things, because whatever pains that you're going through and hurts, see, they're coming across as either aggression or anger to others. So they may go like, instead of them seeing that, oh my gosh, Crystal's hurting or she's in pain or she's upset, it's coming across as that you're being bitchy or you're angry. And it's not the case. So that just means that you need to pull all of your energy tentacles in. You need to hole up for a little while. Do the hermit thing for a little while. Address who you are, who you want to be, and what those things need to be changed and transition. Go from the caterpillar to the butterfly. And we all do that several times. We go from caterpillar to butterfly. I don't know how many times in each life, hopefully. But right now it's that time, and you need to kick everybody off your beach. You need to listen to somebody who has passed over, this father figure, and you need to focus on you for right now, nobody else. And people around you will be like, "Hey, Crystal, is everything okay? Why, what's going on?" And you don't have to tell them what's going on. You just, I'm just going through something, like a carton of ice cream and a bottle of wine, which is fine. Okay. So let's see here. All right, so who am I forgetting? I'm sorry I missed that. Yes, I'm about strange visibility on my house spring was huge in the way. Working great on the situation is not easy. Yes, it's not easy, just me. It's very not easy. It's not easy. You know what? I get messages all the time for people, and I'm like, that is really great advice that I just cannot take right now. I listen to what other people are told, and I forget a lot of it purposefully, but there at the moment that I'm reading, I'm like, gosh, that's such great advice. But I also know that it's very hard to do certain things. It's like I don't want to be hypocritical when people are being told to do something, but it's very difficult sometimes. Well, the runner left knee. He got injured at work and still no recovery. So Martina Croslin, you have your partner's left knee got injured at work and he's still not recovering. So apparently they must know what's wrong with it. But I'll tell you what, Martina, his left knee. If I stand mirrored next to him, what really feels like the pain feels like it runs from the bottom center of my kneecap to the top center of my kneecap, almost as if something has it feels tight to where when I pull my knee up, I feel as if it's like I can hear it. And I can feel it rubbing tight. So I'm wondering if something has become detached and has like rolled up or is tightened up, a ligament or something that, yikes, it feels, I would look at that and think they're probably going to have to do some kind of a surgery. They're going to have to do something to pull something back down and reattach it. I mean, that's the only thing I can tell you. Without being a doctor and just knowing what I'm looking at and feeling, yeah. that was not a ghost. That was my son. He freaked you out. Well, that's funny. If that were a ghost, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. I would have been like on the ceiling as I watched him walk by. But no, that was my son. Kristen, please email me for something like that. I would be more than happy with the least amount of information that you can give me, but email me and I will give you everything that I can on that individual. Okay, that's so funny. All right, so Sandy Hawkins, Kathleen Drain. Let's see. That was funny. Oh, that's hysterical. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So Sandy Hawkins, let's just take a peek at you quickly here. Oh, you smell like caramel. You smell like caramel and candy and sweets and chocolate. So Sandy, the first thing that comes through for you is about health. So I'm going to do a little health scan on you real quick. Okay. Head is good. The shoulders, chest, lungs, circulation in my arms is good. Knees, stomach. I get down to my legs. I get down to below my knees. My legs feel super tired. They feel maybe a little bit swollen. They feel just lethargic. My legs feel heavy is the word. So, Sandy, I'm looking, okay, so if it's circulation or if there's something that would be causing just a feeling of exhaustion in your legs, or walking up the stairs just really doing a job on you. Excuse me. I'm going back up and going, okay, is it like heart related? Is it circulation? Is it that? And it doesn't look like that. It feels like oxygen to your lower extremities is probably the culprit, or the oxygen, just the way that it's spread through. And I'm looking at veins and circulation and arteries and stuff, and that's what seems to be the issue. And it may even be like water retention, where your system is not moving things through it properly. So it's not like a lactic acid buildup. It's oxygen transfer and removal of extra fluids. So that seems to be the one thing that they want me to tell you about. And normally it's a preventative thing. It's not like it's oh, you're stuck with this situation. It's them saying that you should probably get something like this checked, especially if when you go upstairs or you walk for a while, that your legs become just heavy or tired. And having them do maybe a stress test, to where they hook you up to little oxygen things and can see how your body is circulating the blood, the oxygen throughout your ligaments, temperatures, that sort of thing. So that might just be beneficial for you to do. Okay. And Diane is still here. Okay. So for you, that is for you, Sandy. Just making sure you're up to par on your health, and you are making sure that you are taking care of yourself. And I know that they can give you like supplements and vitamins too, that help increase oxygen exchange within your body. And I don't think it's within the lungs. It could be where it's starting, but it could very well just be at a cellular level. So being not a doctor, and I don't feel in the lungs at this point, it's more of the ability, because it's your extremities. So it could be just how your heart is pumping everything. So I would say go in and get a checkup, maybe ask for a stress test, and see where your doctors take you from there to improving things for you, because it's most likely what they'll be able to do. So that is for Sandy. Wow, this goes down really far. Hold on a second. Good, and you lost some weight and you're working out. Okay, that's perfect. So because you're doing that right now, pay attention to how your body is responding. And if you are working out and you're doing cardio and all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, my legs feel so heavy, it would be great. It's like a perfect time to go in and say, hey doc, I'm losing weight, I'm on a diet. Can we do just a checkup? Can we do a screen to make sure that I am doing the right things for my body and my body is responding properly? It's always the best bet to do something like that. But congrats to you for getting on a diet and working out. It's so hard sometimes to do that. All right, so then up here, I was just saying, okay, Kathleen Drain. Let's see here. Oh, hello, Cotton. You want to say hello? This is my Cotton Putty Tat. This is Cotton. Say hi, Putty. Yes. He is a black Norwegian forest cat. He's awesome. I love him. Okay. You've had your 15 minutes. Now go 15 seconds. Okay. Kathleen Drain. Around you, Kathleen, the first thing that comes through around you, this looks like daughters around you. I'm watching you walk. Where are you going? I want to clarify this. I need to back up. Like, you are right in my face, so I cannot see anything clearly. Let me move you. Let me put you on your beach. Kathleen. No, not there. Interesting. You're working. I mean, you're busy. You are busy, busy, busy. Like, you are finding things to do. Did you hear the tapping just now? That was pretty cool. There was tapping behind me. Oh my goodness sakes. I hate it when they do that. Because they find me, and then I have these horrible, 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 crazy dreams at night. I'm letting, Kathleen, I'm letting your energy come in because it's very focused on something, and it's hard. You're hard to read right now because that's why I'm trying to move you around a little bit. So I'm leaving you on your beach. I'm just going to change the subject. I'm doing next weekend. I'm going to go do a ghost hunt, and it's at an old, I don't know, psychiatric hospital or mental, I don't know, something like that. And one of my biggest, the one thing in this lifetime that I have a very hard time dealing with is severely mentally handicapped people. I used to draw blood for the hospital, and I'd have to go to a home, and I'd have to go through double doors to get in. It was a high risk place. And I was like up against the walls and just like reading these people. And it was like, oh, I was freaked out big time. And that is one of my biggest fears this lifetime, was that I was going to be put in a straitjacket and locked away. And I've always had that fear. So I don't doubt that I have spent at least one life like that. So I can do remote viewing, and I can walk through places and look at people's homes and who's in the house. And so I just thought one night, I'm like, yeah, this is really cool. I'm excited. I'm going to remotely view this place. So never having been there, I just kind of walked through the door, and I looked around, and I was led into a room with some people, and we were sitting on the floor, and just, they're emaciated. They're sitting like weird, curled up, some on the floor sideways, sucking their thumbs. And I was kind of freaked out, but they were all excited, and I told them I was coming, and they told me to bring a few things. So I'm going to do that and try to make contact with them. Well, that night I went to bed, and while I was there remotely, I must have connected with something else. And she haunted me for probably 2 nights, to where I would wake up like freaking out. And I'm like, okay, so she is also waiting for me, and that's fine. I mean, she can't really harm me, but just knowing that they know I'm coming, even talking about it right now, they're there. It's really kind of scary. See, I'm stuttering. All right. So let me, yeah, it is heartbreaking that they're still kind of stuck there. And when I used to there was one in Iowa that I went to, and when I first got there, the children were all in the windows, kind of like, hi. They were all excited. Some of them were waiting, and then there was one up in another floor, and it was an older guy. I think he looked like he was 16 or 17. And he was standing there like this, like just scowling at me. And when I went in, I could see him down that hall, and it was dark, and I was by myself, and I thought, okay, I don't need to go in that room. I'm good. You can have it. And they couldn't get me to go in that room. There was no way. I wasn't going to walk past him. He looked angry. All right. So there was my story to change my subject. And Cynthia, in Iowa, it was the Calhoun County home that I was at. There was a ghost hunting group, and they, I did, they knew about me from readings and stuff. So they had me come in and do a walkthrough first. And I actually have video of that on my website, but it was so amazing. Mostly, there was two little boys, Joey and Anthony. And when I first got there, they grabbed me and took me all the way up into the attic, and the group is like running up behind me. And they talked, and I was talking to them, and it was pitch black, and I said, come and say hi. And you can hear it. I think it's like 39 and 41 on my recorder. They go, hi. And you can hear them both like right into it. And it was really neat. And as I shut off my camera, you can see their blue light coming through. And then the pictures, they're up hiding in the rafters. They were all terrified, but that's a different story. Okay. So yes, I can, Sandy. So when I'm there, I will try to open up the door and try to send them on their way. I absolutely will do that. Okay, so let's get back to Kathleen Drain. All right, so Kathleen. Okay, Kathleen, take a peek. You are busy. You are like, you're not focused on you at all. Like, you're on your beach and I'm trying to talk to you, and you are not seeing me at all. You're not picking up on me. You're not seeing me. Excuse me. And when I pick you up and try to move you by the forest, excuse me, golly gee, what did I eat? I didn't eat anything. I'm drinking tea. I try to put you by the forest and you're distracted. You're like on your phone. You don't want to go in the forest. And I try to put you by your house, and the house represents you specifically. And even there, you're like, nope, I don't have time. And so, I mean, just watching this, one of the main messages for you is you need to do more focusing on you. You need to look up, and you need to look around you at what exactly is going on around you and what's happening. And you need to pay attention to what is happening in your life, what you need. You need to look around and see all of these things that are in the reality aspect of things. And sometimes we just become so busy that everything is a blur around us. But what they're saying is you need to stop, and you need to take care of you. And you need to learn to say no and mean it. Meaning, if somebody is asking you for something or they ask you to do something, you need to say, you know what, let me get back to you on that, because I am not sure. And then it gives you a chance to really mull it over and decide, is this, I promise, I won't forget about any of you guys. Mull it over and think, do I really want to do this? Is this, and then you have to figure out, why am I keeping myself so busy? What is it that if I stop moving, am I going to have to deal with? Maybe it's that you don't, want to deal with you. Maybe it's that you don't want to deal with us, with the people around you. But you need to completely do a cleanse, and you need to really have it out with yourself. You need to figure it out. Sometimes just talk, like envisioning yourself standing across from you and just saying, you know what? I did that one time and I cursed myself out. I was like, you stupid bitch. And excuse my French. If there's any more babies up right now, I'm sorry. But I yelled at myself and I was angry at myself, and I allowed myself to say things that as if I was talking to somebody I was really angry at. And I recorded it, and I was able to listen and go, wow, I did not realize that I was feeling this way, or that I was going on that way with myself. And recording it also, what you'll also find, and I'm going to tell everybody this, not just you, but if you find yourself talking to someone constantly, like you had an argument with Joe a week ago, and all of a sudden it's like in your head, you're like, you know what, Joe? And you're talking to Joe and talking and talking, and you're going off on Joe. There is an attachment there somehow or another. He's thinking of you, you're thinking of it, and there is connection there. You need to cut that. You need to figure out how to get rid of that energy. If you hate someone so much because of something that has happened and you are constantly going over in your head like, you are a piece of garbage and I can't believe you ever did that to me, and you're washing the dishes like, and you're just, stop and realize I am attached somehow, or this person is attached to me. Stop, say a prayer, ask for disconnects, ask for the cords to be cut. But it's so important. It is, your guides are like, they want me to repeatedly say it's like beating a dead horse. I get it. I understand. She gets it. It's simply just loving yourself. It's loving you. It's loving who you are and finding the way to do that. And then once you do that, everything else is simple. Everything else is so much easier, because then you know who belongs and who doesn't. Because you love yourself. If somebody else isn't doing it that same way, you know it's time to let them go. Bada bing. That's difficult to do. That's hard, because then you got to figure out, is this a habit? Oh, but that's a whole other story. Okay. And Kathleen, your guides wouldn't be telling you all of this if they didn't think you could do it. So, all right, so let's see here. Doug Blaney, it is not spiked tea. However, I did have a double dose and I left it in for about 10 minutes to steep. So may have a little bit too much caffeine in there. That's okay. So Doug Blaney, let's take Pikachu, and then I will do Blurpee, and then I will do everybody else I can. Cat. Okay, Kathleen, I see that now. The loss of your husband. You need to also talk to him. You need, before I get on to them, you need to also have it out with him, because as much as you would love him, as much as you miss him, there is also the idea of, this is your job. You're supposed to be here to do this. This is not my job. I'm not supposed to be doing this. You're supposed to be here right now taking out the garbage or fixing this. This is not my job. I don't know how to do this. You need to talk to him, and you need to let him know that you're hurt and sad, and you probably already have, but by acknowledging what you're doing, you will help yourself. And it's interesting. It's sad, and I'm sorry you've lost your husband. You will see him again. That's a fact. Not very soon, but you will see him again. And just know that he's always there. He's always, I mean, they always are. They sometimes keep a distance because they know that their energy, when picked up, will cause pain. So they may stand at a bit of a distance, but I can tell you he does stand behind you a lot when you are doing dishes, because you do talk to yourself a lot when you're doing dishes. So he kind of does, when you're focused on things and when you're doing things, is when he stands behind you, kind of puts his hands on both shoulders and leans around and talks to you. Okay, so hello, Kim, you finally made it. Kim Borders is my services manager, my executive. So she's checking in on me. She's my bud. And I said Doug Blaney, and then I know, was it Diane Anost? Yes, okay. So Kim, I did see your thing here. I did see that. I did see you. I'm not ignoring you. Where is it? Doug Blaney. And then I'll do Doug Burgess too. Thank you, Doug, for your comment. It's really not me. It's really not me. It's upstairs. It's God. It's every time I do this, I get on and I say, okay, guys, you better turn it on because otherwise I'm just Rebecca and I'm foul-mouthed and opinionated and hyperactive, which you get out of me if you're just hanging around with Becky. When I'm doing this, I'm Rebecca. So, all right. Doug Blaney. Doug, what they're showing for you quickly, Doug, is that you walked through a doorway and the door looked like it opened this way. So when it wouldn't have opened and then you walked through it, you would have pulled it to you and walked through the door. And as you're standing in the frame, it looks like the door is slammed behind you and you're like, oh, okay. So this is telling me that at some point you would have recently, maybe you're about to. So this would be more of a confirmation for you when it happens, but you're being pushed through a doorway that you would have opted to walk through. Excuse me. And that means that there really is no turning back. There is no looking back. There's no way to go back. There's nothing. The door is closed from that side. And so you are, you're kind of, I know it's like you're kind of forced to walk forward now. So you may feel as if things are happening to you, but it doesn't have to be that way. It really just comes down to looking around and saying, okay, this is the choice. I'm making the choices here. This is what I want to do. This is where I'm going to go. And yes, although we have a destiny and although we have things to do in the contract, we get to the end how we want to get there. That's free will. That's our personal choice. And so one way or another, you hope to get to like the very end point of Z. How you get there is up to you. Right now, but what they're saying right now is this stretch of the road looks like this is a time of personal growth, and so you'll be going through it alone. And that also means that I'm thinking, let's see, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Okay, so with an 8, so maybe August. And I counted because you're like at H point. I know that sounds weird. You have a long way to go. But there is, at the H point, there is a pathway and the way it moves around. There is, and not that it's like H to Z and you've got that little bit of time. It's not like that. It's just how they're showing me time wise. So with an 8 August, you will be merging, or I don't want to say merging, paralleled with another pathway that will be, I want to call an earth angel, but somebody that you'll have an agreement with, that you will have similarities with, and that you will be able to understand and get confirmation from another person. This would be female. So you'll be thinking, you know what? I thought about the same thing. I was thinking the same thing. That's really cool. And so you'll have a neat confirmation from someone. And earth angels, they can come into your life for a very short time and help you get through a difficult period of time, or they come into your life and they stay forever. So that really is up to you how it's supposed to be. And believe me, I've known both. I've known people who have come into my life simply to help me get through a really difficult time I couldn't have gotten through alone. And then there are other earth angels that are still in my life. So it just depends on, yeah. All right. Where was I? Up here. Hold on. Let me get back up here a second. To Doug Burgess, if Doug is still here. Hopefully he's still here. So Doug, let's take Pikachu. Pikachu! We're all talking Pokemon now. Doug. Doug. Interesting. You, there are several things coming through for you. Scooch back. Okay. When you were walking forward, it looked like you had like a hook, like this in your mouth, like pulling you back. And I'm like, okay, maybe he's a catch. I don't think that's what it was, though. It represented more of like you were like, you're walking and then you're pulled backwards. So that, I mean, it could be shoes, but it was a hook. So it just simply represents the feeling of, or the perception of, doing your thing and then being caught or held back. I want to pick you up though. I want to see what you're wearing. I want to see what you're doing, because you're just walking along and you're hooked. If I put you on your beach, see, if I put you on your beach, all of a sudden you're like Farfik-Nugan, you got the bikes on the back of the car, you got the helmet on, you're like bike shorts, you're totally ready to go, and you may not totally. You may be like complete couch potato. However, this is important. So you've got the car, they've got the bikes, you're dressed, your shoes, you've got little socks that come all the way up, water bottle, you're ready to go, you get your little headphones and your armband. Like, you are prepared, and you're on your beach, which means that you're grounded and you're good to go. Now, first of all, I mean, the fact that it's a bike, that this is difficult. That stuff is hard to do when you were like a competitive biker like that. You put a lot of training and time and health and effort and everything into being able to really succeed at that. And so that's a good thing. I mean, and you're preparing for it. You're getting ready to do this magnificent thing of, big bike ride. You're not paying any attention to the water. There is nothing on the water that is exciting or drawing your attention. And it's to your back. So you aren't even looking out of the water, which also tells me that right now, personal-wise, employment-wise, financially, opportunities, everything is within your grasp. You do not have to seek out anything right now. It's all, that was my cat. It's all within your grasp. Your resources, your current resources. And the only thing is that even though you're super prepared, like you've got all of this biking gear on, you still are wearing those shoes. And so I'm watching this and I'm putting it in correspondence to the first thing. And the main message for you is, though, although you may be choosing all of these awesome things, people choose all the time. I want to get married. I want to have kids. I want to do all of this stuff. And then they find out that, yes, I love all of this stuff, but I also want to do other things. But I can't because I chose to do all these awesome things. And then they don't want to admit that they still want things. They still have dreams. And people feel guilty for wanting things. And they've already chosen other things, if that makes sense. And so basically what it's saying is, don't be disillusioned. You can be happy with everything that you have chosen, but you can still want your individuality and singularity. You can still want to experience and to grow. And so that's what this is all saying, is that you are super blessed with what you have, but not to feel guilty for wanting other things as well. And what they're saying is all those things are already within your grasp. So to brush them off or ignore them would be bad, because those are either gifts or talents that you have or that you were born with. You don't want to ignore those things. And that's biblical too. You know, being told to mention, when you're given the talents, you do not want to squander them. You don't want to put them away and hide them. What you want to go do is plant them. You want to work with them and then multiply them. That is what you do with your talent. You do not bury it and hide it to protect it and keep it safe and call it George. You don't do that. You multiply it. You find ways. So that message is for you, Doug Burgess, I believe. That was her. Okay, let's find you there. Okay, a Blurpy 24, formerly known as Renee B 24. Blurpy. Let's see. I just like saying that name, Blurpy. Blurpy. Martina, I do see you going on your vacation to Croatia. I do see this happening. I don't think anything would keep him from going. He will probably damage his knee more if he doesn't get it checked out, though. So maybe getting a brace for it, getting something to help protect his knee while he's on vacation or visiting family, doing something to help support that so he's not screwing it up worse. But I would, if he's not going to get surgery before the trip, you get something solid that he can not bend his knee. Not bend his knee. Very simple. Okay, where was I? Blurpy and okay, so I'm actually going to do Diane really quickly here. So Diane. Let's see. Diane, this looks like you have like a mother figure coming through for you. And I'm standing here. You're facing me in front of me. And then it looks like she comes up behind you and does one of these like over your eyes. And she's like covering your eyes. And she's a little bit shorter than you. She looks like she's got like silvery hair, or maybe she's wearing a wig, but silvery hair. Fingers look like they may have arthritis, the way that they're a little knobby on the knuckles, knobby. And oops. I'll get you 1 second, Blurpy. Birthday? Either her birthday or a happy birthday, supposed to say. And to come visit. To come visit. Interesting. Cynthia Douglas, yes. Anybody can email me and ask questions. Anybody can contact me. You can send me text messages on Facebook, Twitter. I will get back to everybody. I'm like obsessed with all of that. I'm on all the time. I just, try to stay connected to everybody. So, Diane, you're supposed to talk with a sister. You're supposed to talk to your sister and iron out the plans. Differing opinions, ironing out the plans. Interesting. You're welcome. And that's what keeps replaying. So interesting. No new friends. I am both. I can see past, present, and future, and I can see animals and living people and ghosts and goblins, all those things on the other side. And I can remote view. And, well, I only do it because God lets me. And yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's what I do. I'm trying to think of everything I do, but that's what I do. Okay, so Blurpy, let me get back to you here. Can you tell me about a girl I'm talking to? Oh, my bad. It's okay, baby. I'll read you anyway. Let's see what's happening here. Listen, okay, I have like 50 old souls and they all have like different voices that I can do all of, I mean, like it's all I do all day. And my kids hate it because I'll be talking to them and then all of a sudden I'll flip into a different accent. And I don't know, even the kids at the school, I substitute for the elementary out here. And I was doing that one day and wasn't paying attention because it just actually falls out of my mouth. And now they're all obsessed with like a British accent, and I have to teach the class with a British accent now. And it's just fun stuff. It's fun, but yeah, I can't help it. It's just who I am. I just kind of blurt out things. Okay. Let's see here. Who was I reading for here? I don't even remember. Blurpy. Girl that you're talking to. Let's see. Okay, Blurpy, I can tell you this. I know that one of you is sitting back on the couch with a laptop in your lap, and I can see your white socks actually like pulled off of your toes a little bit, so it looks like they're like overly big. And I'm not sure if it's Blurpy or if it's no new friends. I'm not sure which one of it, but it looks like it's dark in there too. I'm not sure who it is, but I keep seeing this visual of somebody's feet and their socks kind of half off. I don't know. Or not half off, but pulled off their toes a little bit. Like, just looks funny. Okay, so Blurpy, the one thing that I see with this individual is with her. This looks like somebody who is focused on herself in a positive way, and she's trying to make herself successful, trying to improve, excuse me, who she is. I think I've like belched like 1,000 times, so I'm really sorry. But you're lucky. I could win a belching contest if I want. I grew up with three brothers. Four brothers. Oh my God, it's late. I can't help it. But she's focused trying to make herself 100% to be able to give to someone. So she may feel like standoffish. She may feel maybe that she's not super open. And it looks like it's just simply the fact that she wants to make sure that she is taking care of herself and doing right by herself. Now, the only problem with this is that it can push people away because she's not allowing the openness to occur or the transaction of openness to occur. So it may actually cause people to think, well, maybe she's not interested. It's not that she's not interested. It's that this is someone who takes a lot of warming up. Like a lot where it comes to gaining trust, a lot where if it is meant to be, then they will be around after I've completed. It's like that kind of a thing. And it's funny because you kind of look like polar opposites a little bit, where you are more lighthearted and spur of the moment. You may actually want to have the information in front of you, but at the same time, you are a little more willing to take a risk. Whereas there's more seriousness about her energy. She reminds me of like a redhead. She reminds me of like she's got to have some red in there somewhere. It's got to be auburn in the sunlight. But she's more factual, scientific, show me on paper. A personality, maybe a little anal about things, OCD, or everything has its own place, don't put it out of its place. And I think it might be because maybe she's been single for a long time, or she likes things done her way. So this might be something that would take a little bit of getting used to, but if you're willing to do it, yes. Interesting. You might even actually balance each other out. You might even, if you can, Blurpy, this is still for you. If you can put your own ego aside or step aside once in a while from things, kind of let her have the win, then that might create the whole compromise thing going on there. Let's see. Donald Saylor. Positive energy regarding my job search. You know, Donald, the one thing that I'm seeing as I read that is it feels like there's either travel involved or the desire to move. And it feels like there is a doorway opening up for you that's not close. It feels like it almost feels like you're going to have to somehow, it feels like it's at a distance. I'm not sure if it's something that you apply for online and the main company is in California, but they're hiring here. But it feels like there's something that is at a distance for you. Excuse me. I know this sounds really crazy, you know, Donald, but maybe consider moving. Maybe consider a whole fresh new start. And I'm waiting to see like confirmation of like that's a bad idea, Rebecca. But if I'm reading it incorrectly, but I almost feel like you would really do well south. I don't know if maybe that's where you live, but warmer south. You know, like we're talking Tennessee and low. Let's see. Sorry. I know everybody wants more of a reading. Cynthia, why don't you shoot me an email for something like that to do a remote view on your home and you? And is it, oh my gosh, it's 11 o'clock already? Holy crikey and shnikes. Okay, so let me round out the night here. You can email me, go onto my website, rebeccafoster.co, email me there. You can go to my Twitter account, which is _ Rebecca Foster, and you can do my God's Tool. No, sorry. Facebook is just facebook.com / God's Reader, and message me through Messenger that way. And I get back to people. I will respond to you. I voice type everything. So like I was talking to my manager, the other Kim, and I don't know, I was rattling off while I was driving because I won't type, you know, of course, I won't text and drive. And it was something about her changing her diaper. So if you get a message like that, it's because I'm voice typing and I don't really want you to change your diaper. It's just that it comes across that way. Sometimes it's voice typing. I have go to my website as well and go to the events page. I have a lot of galleries coming up and lots of different venues that I'll be doing. I'm trying to plan as many as I can. So if you have a lot of people recently in Kansas City, just crazy amount of people reading for in Kansas City. So trying to think of something down there. If you have a city that's not on the events list and you'd like to see an event there in person, shoot me an email and let me know and I'll see what I can come up with. It's really not that hard. For me, I mean, not for you, of course. And again, the first Thursday of every month, I'll be doing the free readings with JV. And then I think if you go to my YouTube page, I have, let's see, this is May. So I think it's June 1st is my next gallery like this at the same time, 9 p.m. Central Standard, 10 Eastern, and June 1st, it's a Friday. So get on and I thank everybody for being here tonight. It's always so much fun. And I'm sorry I can't take part in more of the chat because I know you guys are having a good time. But definitely come back to the next one. And I am going to go to bed now. And please, if you have any questions or anything, then just shoot them to me. And I will talk to you guys all very, very soon. And anything else I'm supposed to say? No? Okay, I'm good. All right, you guys, thank you so much. God bless you all. Take care and stay in contact. Have a great night. Bye.